This is the Young and Making It podcast. This a.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Young and Making It. And if you are new here, what's up? I'm your host, Jari Javana. I hope that you all have had a productive weekend or week, depending on what time you're listening to the show. If you haven't, I'm not judging you. You'll be fine. So before we get started with today's episodes, I do have a few house announcements. If you haven't already, please make sure to follow the podcast at Young and Making It Pod on Instagram. And if you want to be a part of the chaos that is the behind the scenes of me trying to record, me having my dog always interrupting anytime I try to record do anything, please go ahead to Patreon and become a patron. And for the first 10 people who join, one of you will get a free giveaway, but I'm not going to tell you what the giveaway is because I need y'all to join. Okay. So please make sure to go to the link tree in my bio and you can check out the tiers to see what other things that you can get a part of joining me on Patreon. So, with that being said, let's get into today's show because you know what? We have our very first guest, and I'm so excited. And you know what? Since this is the first guest, I just want to let you guys know that you can consider this like a the biz, big business energy, BBE, whatever I'll call it, segment. Okay. And this is where the guests get to shout out themselves. And it's all for free. So if you want to join or if you want to be a guest, it's fine. I ain't trying to, I'm trying to be here for everybody. I just want everyone to be supported and, actually have the ability to talk about what they do. So I'm done rambling because I want my guest to introduce herself.
I see you with your little business.
Little business. I'm giving BBE big business energy.
Hey, thank you for having me. My name is Naomi, and I am the owner of Gloss Bar. Thank you for having me here. I'm so excited. I'm ready to have some fun, talk about
Yes.
it, everything.
Thank you so much for being a guest. You are the first one, so I'm honored.
I appreciate it. I'm honored for you asking. You're the first person to ask on a podcast. So I was here for it.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to ask you a few icebreaker questions. I just want to, loosen up and get everyone else to, this consider this like a girl chat for now. Obviously
Yeah.
we have men on the show, then we just chat with the homies. But
Right.
but I have 5 questions I'm going to ask you, and just say whatever you want to say.
All right, cool.
So the very first one is, are you a traveler or a homebody?
A little bit of both. Okay, no, I'm lying. I want to be a traveler. It's just that life gets too hard sometimes. I'm just all like, I don't even want to do this anymore. I just want to stay home. I definitely love to stay home, but I love to get out too. Like I want to go everywhere. Like we're literally in the process of planning some trips for the year, and I just want to be somewhere. I want to be on a flight every other month. Like that's the plan for this year. I just want to have
love
fun
that.
and go everywhere. Yeah.
I agree with you too. I am a homebody. I don't mind staying at home, but also I'm tired of being at home. Right now I'm in Zoom school and I'm about sick of being here.
Yeah, it's getting
Yeah.
exhausting. Like I'm just
Yeah.
kind of over it. This whole COVID nonsense. I'm ready to
Yeah.
move on. It's getting
Yeah.
old.
And I really do I want to travel too. Like
Yeah,
it's about time you finally start to
definitely.
do some fun stuff.
Right.
Okay. So the next question is, if you could be on a reality TV show, which one would you choose and why?
This is my favorite question ever. So the show's not on anymore, but if I could be on a reality show, I would want to be on The Real World. I just have always loved that show. I don't know what it is. I just love the idea of meeting new people in a new place and experiencing like something brand new. It just seems like it's a self-discovery journey. Like you just learn so much about yourself afterwards. And yeah, I've always wanted to be on there. I don't know. In the future, I might be. You never know, but that's my number one dream.
I love that. And it's not, a show that's like super artificial,
Yeah.
because a lot of reality shows ain't reality.
A lot of them are fake now, and it's just all like, dang, like I remember like in the 2000s, like all that stuff was real. Like there was a moment in time when reality TV was actually real. Like these people, they're not faking it, they're not putting on for the cameras. Like I love that. So you never know, maybe next couple of years.
I'm sprinkling that energy on you.
Period.
So you can join. Okay. Okay, so this one is, would you rather make more money than your partner or them make more money than you?
Oh gosh.
Because you are an entrepreneur, so like
can we just be equals? Like, can we be equals? Is that an option? I mean, I don't mind because I wouldn't mind making more money than my partner. Just don't be one of those guys. Well, I would never be in that situation anyways, where I'm with a guy who's just all like, oh my gosh, can I have this? I'm not into that.
I know.
Make your own money. I make my own. We take care of each other and we move on like that. So I don't really mind it. But I wouldn't mind being with a man that's billions of dollars. I wouldn't be mad at that. I definitely wouldn't be mad at that at all. But equal is my first choice. But I really wouldn't mind. It is what it is. I'm worried about myself.
All right. Okay. Actually, this is the last one. Do you have any hidden talents?
No. I don't think I have any hidden talents. I asked myself about all the time. I'm like, is there something that I just like? Is there something I can do with my body? Like no, there's nothing. Like I can't sing, I can dance. That's about it. A hidden talent. I don't know. I mean, I think I need to do some more creative things and try to figure out things that I am good at. Like I think about it all the time. I'm just like, what am I good at? Like, what are the things that I'm really, really good at? I don't really think I have a hidden talent. It's nothing hidden. Nothing that I can like turn around and be like, oh, look what I can do. No, unfortunately.
Well, maybe it doesn't have to be hidden, but maybe something else you like to do that's not related to your business.
Yeah, there are some things that I like to do outside my business. I like to write. So I went to school for English and I studied English because I love to read and write. And I just feel like I'm a phenomenal writer. That's just me.
You say that again. You hear it?
I can't hear nothing. I can only hear you.
Really?
Yeah, I swear.
That's good because my dog is barking like crazy right now.
I literally can't hear a thing.
Well, that's good. My microphone is working.
Yeah, no, I swear. I wouldn't even lie about that. Like, I can't hear a thing. That's why I was also like, what? No, your microphone is fine because I can't hear a thing.
Oh my gosh. She was chilling just now. Just chilling.
It's okay.
Hold on.
She just wants to be in the action.
And she looking at me like, I know I'm doing it.
Yeah, those don't care. I'm gonna do what I want and you're gonna have to deal with it.
Just deal with it. Oh my god. See, this is why I said have people come on Patreon. So they can see, so they can just see her just
hanging out,
chilling, doing what she do.
Right.
Jaja. Here's a treat. Hopefully keeps you quiet. Thank you. God dang it. Do you know what you were saying?
I was saying how I like to write. I just feel like I'm a really great writer and I went to school for it. And over the years, it's always been like a secret passion of mine. That was my original path of life, to write. But then I don't know, things change like every year. Every year I want to do something different. And that's kind of how like the whole business thing came up. It was just all like, ooh, I have this idea. Let me like try it. And I try a whole bunch of different things, but this is like one of the only things that really stuck. So I was just all like, this might be my lane. And I just felt very comfortable doing it. And, yeah.
You know what? I think that's something that's really interesting because I think on this podcast, I talk a lot about being multi-passionate because I am the person who every year changes different things and sometimes turns into a different business. And and it's just something that I'm like, oh, I can do this. I used to do skincare and I stopped doing that. And I'm like, that's not really what I think I really want to be doing.
Mhm.
But I totally understand the idea that, you try different things until you can really see what's going to stick.
Yeah, and it's just all about trying it. Like I always knew that I wanted to do something with makeup. So I went down like the whole pipeline. I was like, I tried the little influencer route. That was my thing for like 2, 3 years. And then I tried the whole makeup artistry route. And that was fun until it wasn't anymore. And then I tried the YouTube route. Again, that was fun until it wasn't anymore. And I was just all like, okay, this is the last one. This is the last one.
You
And
gotta
then
be.
COVID came and I just had a whole year, like literally 2020, like from the beginning of 2020 to the end, because my gloss bar came out in December of 2020. So January 2020 is when I started like the whole process. I was like, I'm going to teach myself how to open a business, how to run a business, how to start one, how to maintain it, everything. And I just took the whole year to just sit and think and plan. And I was just like, it was just so crazy that it ended up being real because for so long it was something in the back of my head. Like in college, I used to be like, oh my gosh, I want to have a makeup line, but it just seemed so impossible. It was all like, I need to go find a lab, I need to go find scientists, I need to go find vendors, I need to go find all this stuff. And I was like, I don't need to do that. People are having small businesses from their home, from their bedroom, and I did the same exact thing, and it worked. It worked, and I love
Yeah.
it. I love my brand.
I love it. Actually, I saw it when it first launched. I was like, oh, this stuff, I'm like, these pictures look so professional and just beautiful.
Oh yes, I got a whole photographer, one of my friends that I used to work with. She her name is Jada. Um she was also going through her period of just trying to figure out what she was comfortable with and her creative outlet. And I believe one of her creative outlets is photography because she's so good. She's done my product shoot, she's done my launch shoot, she's done so many different things for me, and she's part of the reason why the brand is what it is today. So that was another thing I wanted to do. I wanted to give people an opportunity to be creative within my brand, whether you want to be the makeup influencer. Like I have some makeup influencer friends that I always put on my page, photographers, people like that who just want an opportunity, models. Like I'm always all like, oh, you want a model, you want a model, you want to come shoot with me? Let's do it. Like, I just love it. It's just so much fun. I feel like I'm in total control. It's like so much fun to me.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
So basically, for those of you guys who don't know, can you just explain like what exactly your brand is, and is there like a different theme compared to other companies?
Okay, so Gloss Bar is drink themed cosmetics. How I came about the whole thing, I just wanted two things that I loved, which was partying and having fun. And I just kind of put it in a brand. Like I love to have fun. Like the whole pandemic just kind of put everything into perspective for me. I just missed my friends. I missed going out. I missed enjoying life. And that's what Gloss Bar is. It's supposed to be fun and vibrant and give you energy and have all these beautiful things. And I just love how my products make people feel. And it's just a blast. Like that's what I want people to see when they see Gloss Bar. I want it to be like, oh, this is fun. This reminds me of a party. Like you have a lip gloss and it's like, oh, a cosmopolitan. Don't that make you feel like you sitting at some bar in the hotel with your girls, cute, dressed up and stuff like that? That's the type of vibe. I want people to feel beautiful and confident when they're wearing my products. And I just love it. Like I just wanted to put two of my favorite things together and I feel like it worked out. Like the name was one of the last things that I came up with because nothing was sticking. And I was just all like, what is it? 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 I'm all like, gloss. Yeah. I'm all like, oh, Gloss Bar, drink themed cosmetics. So I have like coffees, like on my coffee collection, everything was named after coffee drinks. And then I had like my original glosses, which were like daiquiris and cold brew, ice gold, like things like that. Like it's so much fun being able to be creative like that. So I love that. And I've never personally seen a drink themed cosmetics. Personally, I don't know if anybody else has, but I haven't. So I don't know.
No, I really do love that it's unique. Because actually, I wanted to ask you, because you have a lip gloss company, there are so many out here. I
Mhm.
mean, a lot, and it just seems like anyone could start a lip gloss company But I mean, I don't want to talk down on anybody, but a lot of them look the same. You just
Yeah.
expect, I mean, the same tubes. That everything is just so,
Yeah.
it seems so redundant. So how
Yeah.
do you, I guess, stay different?
When I was like, well, when I was doing my like research, I was obviously looking at all the other girls and like the type of things that they were doing. And I definitely started to notice the similarities, whether it was tubes and like themes. Like there was an era of like lip gloss, like on Instagram, if you were like there and present in the moment, there was like an era where everybody was doing like cereal themed lip glosses. And I also saw like, this is not okay. Everybody shouldn't do the same thing. So I made it my business to make sure that it's so different from everybody else's. What I've just noticed is just there's just so many trends and a lot of brands follow trends.
Yeah, they do.
So in my situation, I was just all like, they're going to do that, but I'm going to do this. If that's what works for them, let it work for them. But I want to set my brand apart. So my launch, I had 4 colors that looked nothing like each other. They were so completely different. You wouldn't think that you would want to buy like a hot pink lip gloss in the middle of December, but people did, or a bright orange lip gloss in the middle of December, but people did, and it was colors that I hadn't seen people have before. And I just wanted it to be my own thing. um I definitely don't look at people anymore and I'm just all like, oh well, they're doing this, well I have to do it too. I don't think of it like that anymore. I just always do what I feel comfortable with, and I always have Black women in mind. At the end of the day, I always want people to feel, or people who look like me who are darker tone, who to feel comfortable. I just feel like in my history of makeup and just dealing with makeup and buying makeup, my whole era when I was just learning about makeup and stuff like that, girls who look like me were almost always excluded. It wasn't until very recently when they started including people who looked like me. So I made that like the absolute focus. This needs to be Black women focused, dark skinned women focused. These need to be colors that look good on everybody, but for a dark skinned woman, I
Right.
wanted something that I could feel comfortable into. Those 4 colors that I made, they looked good on darker skin tones. And that was the point. I'm just all like, everybody needs to be included. This is a very inclusive brand. It's not just for women. It's not just for dark skinned women. I want everybody to feel included at the end of the day. So it's very people focused. I'm not sure about how other people do their businesses or run their businesses, but mine is just very, very, customer focused. And I want everyone to feel comfortable at the end of the day. And I give people options. I learned that people love to have options. Like as the days go by, I'm just all like, I'm learning different like customer trends. Like what is it that people like? I always make sure that no matter what I come out with, that you have the choice at the end of the day.
I really do love that. I wonder, do you have like a specific brand or a person that inspires you, or has inspired you when you were starting your business?
Yeah, definitely Fenty Beauty.
I
When
knew
Fenty
it.
Beauty came out, yeah.
I knew it.
But I feel like it's valid because there was like before Fenty Beauty and then after Fenty Beauty. Before Fenty Beauty, finding makeup was just so hard, and it was just all like, I look back at pictures from like 2017, 2016, and I'm just all like, I look a mess, like, because there was nothing for us, and I feel like
Yeah.
Fenty Beauty like really changed the makeup game forever. Like coming out with a range of 50 foundation shades was something that just hadn't been done before, and it was something for everybody. And that's what I always kept in mind when I was making my brand. It needs to be something for everybody. Everybody needs to be able to look at Glossware and see themselves in it. I don't want anybody to look at my brand and be like, well, that's just not for me. At the end of the day, I understand it might not be everybody's cup of tea like my brand, but for the most part, I want people to say that they're included in this too. And I love seeing different types of people wear my stuff. I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted. Like, everybody should have it. I want everybody to access it. So yeah, definitely Fenty Beauty.
When I was saying that, I was like, it gotta be Fenty.
Yeah.
Because she really just changed the game. Just even the fact that she is able to have different areas of her business, like
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
makeup, the lingerie, like all the different things that she does she's my inspiration too.
Yeah,
And even
definitely.
though I'm not trying to create physical products and stuff like that, it's she's a multi-passionate to me.
She is. She definitely is. She has so
Because
many
she's
different
able to
avenues.
do it, right? And she's big ups to Rihanna.
We love Rihanna.
We love Rihanna.
We love Rihanna.
um, I did want to also ask you, can you talk a little bit about the process of creating lip gloss for those who want to, I guess, start their own lip gloss company?
Definitely. So the most important thing is figure out if you want to make your lip gloss or find a vendor to essentially cut the whole process of making it yourself, and then you just get the product. I knew that I wanted to make it. I wanted to be as creative as I possibly could, because there are options you can, buy online and get a vendor. But it's all like, what if I wanted to smell a certain way? What if I wanted to look a certain way? What I want to tell my own story within these glosses. So I had to find base, the lip gloss base. You buy a lip gloss base, and then you need to get pigments, you need to get oils, and you need to get fragrance. So the most important part is creating your own recipe for your lip gloss. I wanted something that was on the thicker side and very moisturizing. So I had to do all the research on which oils last the longest, which ones absorb into your lips the quickest, which oils work together the most. It's all about research. Like, the recipe was the hardest part of the entire process, because I couldn't get it right. I couldn't get it right. It was either too thin. If it's too thin, then the pigment won't come out. How much pigment do you need to use? How much this you need to use? It's literally trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. But when it finally comes out in the way that you want it to, keep it. It's perfect. That's your recipe. Don't change it. It's yours. That was definitely the most difficult part. But if somebody did want to start, I would start with just trying to figure out what route you want to go on. Do you want to do private label, which is essentially just purchasing products that are already made and then having your logo put onto the product and then you sell it? That's perfect too. Or you can just go on and create it. And then the whole part of where you need to fill the tube, you need to go get the things to go fill the tubes, which takes hours. It takes hours. So it's like, just figure out what route you want to go on. One is definitely more creative. The other part is, it takes out the creative process, but it essentially gets to the same point. At the end of the day, you have a lip gloss, whether you make it or you buy it. Either way is fine.
Great. Because I totally understand the struggle of recipe creation. And you know what, here's my thing. I don't think I was patient enough to wait and keep on doing a lot of trial and error when I had my skincare business, because I was just like, look, if this is not working, this is just not going to work. But I know it takes a lot of testing. So you said that you started this on December of 2020. So how long did it take you to finally get to that perfect formulation for your lip glosses?
Okay, so I launched in December 2020, but I started in January. Well, technically, I made my first lip gloss in November of 2019, and I gave it to my friends and my sister as a Christmas gift. And that's when I just started creating them. From that point, maybe like 3 months for me to find like the perfect recipe, because I definitely paused after that, because I was all like, let me pause. It was the summer when I started finally making things. It was actually me and my sister. We were in the kitchen. We were just all like, what's gonna work? What colors work? What's this? What's that? Like, we were in the kitchen just like, what are we gonna do? I need to
Just
add more
whipping it
oil.
up.
Like literally in the kitchen, just literally in the kitchen. Like, it was crazy. But I'll say like 2 to 3 months for me to get it right, to pick the right oils. Before, I didn't have the right oils. It was a lot of going back to the drawing board. I remember I like filled up all the tubes that I bought, and I was just all like, this sucks. I hate it. I looked at it, I hated it. I scrapped it, I threw everything away, and I was like, I'm getting new tubes. I'm getting a new logo. I'm getting a new this. So it was like a lot of money went into literally the trash because I was buying all of these things and then I pretty much just trashed it all. But it took a little minute, but when it came through, it came through. It came through.
I had thrown a lot of money in the trash.
I get so much. People don't realize how much money goes into this. How much
Oh my
money has
God.
gone away?
That's the thing. A lot of people, especially in 2020, when the pandemic started and quarantine, and everyone was just telling you to start a business, start a business. Everyone was starting a business, but I feel like a lot of people also wasn't telling you how much money and time and effort and all the above that you need to be able to do before you can actually, well, obviously it might take you a very long time to make a profit, but just to even get to a point where you are just like, okay, I know what I'm doing now. And it's just really expensive.
Yeah, it's really expensive, and I just feel like like you said, like a lot of people did start something in 2020, like with the pandemic and stuff like that, just doing some forward thinking. And it's a good idea. Like I think every business idea is a good idea. It's just staying consistent with it. That was something that I didn't see a lot. And it hurt me because I'm just all like, nah, just keep going. Like it's hard. It's hard. It's so hard, but just
Oh,
keep
no, no.
pushing. Like, don't give up on your business. Like you put the time in, you put the money in, just hold on and wait for something to come through because it's going to come through. Like it definitely will. Like 100%, it definitely will come through as long as you're consistent and you're putting the proper amount of effort into it. I don't want to see anybody put out a business and they're just like not trying. Like as long as you're trying, you're going to see something come back to you, and that's okay, you know?
Yeah, I I needed that. Because I mean, everyone who listens to this show, they know just how indecisive I can be, just because of all the different things that I always try to do. And the business I have now, it's okay, but I'm still trying to figure out a way that I can make it really work for me so
Mm-hmm.
that I understand, because my company is the branding playbook. That's what it's
Mm-hmm.
called. And I create like custom packaging and other things. But when I changed the name to the branding playbook, I'm like, I want to talk about branding and helping people understand how to do it and whatnot. But
Mm-hmm.
then like I'm just like, I don't feel like talking about it. Like this, I
Yeah,
don't know, sometimes just like the whole Instagram and just social media stuff where you just have to always be creating content, and
you have to keep up
it's
constantly.
when you're not keeping up, and then and sometimes one video is doing great and you're just like, but that's not even what I wanted to focus on. And
Yeah.
here I am, because literally the other day I posted a reel from the podcast page to
Mm-hmm.
there, and then that video is blowing up over there. I'm like, I just said I'm making a shirt for my podcast. Like, got nothing to do with.
What?
Like, got nothing to do with this. I mean, I'm here because I can create t-shirts. I'm wearing a t-shirt that I
I love
made. Um,
it.
but like this is it's a lot of work because you're always trying to figure out what is it that's really going to make the difference
Yeah.
for your business. I wanted to ask you, what is one thing that you wish that you didn't have to do with your business, or for it to be successful, or just in general?
Honestly, social media is probably the most difficult part of the business. Social media is absolutely exhausting. It is.
Yeah,
I
obviously
really,
you can tell.
I cannot, you know, I wish, how do I say it? I wish that I didn't have to keep up so much. It changed. Just makeup business, small makeup businesses. It's like ever changing. Like you need to keep up, or you're going to get left behind. Like it moves fast, like very quickly, so quick that a lot of these people who are making lip glosses, coincidentally, don't sell lip gloss anymore.
Huh?
And it's like everything happens so fast. I feel like before, when I just started, I was trying to do too much of what everybody else was doing, you know? But then once I did something different, I feel like I kind of, or my business had its own 2 feet to stand on moving forward once I started doing my own thing. So I feel like in the beginning, I wish that I hadn't tried to keep up with so many different people because that's theirs. This is their story. That's what works for them. I was wondering why my page wasn't growing fast enough, why I wasn't getting this amount of likes, why so many people weren't watching this, why I wasn't getting that many orders. But then it's just all like, I kind of just had to take myself out the situation. I'm just all like, I have almost 800 followers on my page. If 800 people were standing in this room right now trying to buy from me, watch me what I'm doing with my lip gloss and stuff like that, I would freak out, you know? Knowing that 800 people, almost 800 people know my brand, something that I made in my bedroom, that means the world to me. You know, you start to realize orders, the money, all this stuff, it really just doesn't matter. It's the impact that I've created with my friends and my family and just people who I don't know online who just love my brand. That's honestly what means the most to me. And I feel like in the beginning, my goals were a little skewed. I was focused on followers and money and orders. But then I got humbled real quick. And I was just all like, I'm not going to get orders every day. I'm not going to get them every week. I might not get them every month either. But then out of nowhere, you know, it just takes that one.
Somebody.
It's just
Yeah.
so like, all right, I'm back in business. I'm back and I'm ready to go.
That, definitely. Because
Yeah.
I think my mindset was like you, just focused on getting followers and likes and just creating content to just have on my feed, but it really didn't have anything to it wasn't really providing any kind of value. And you know that really having a good strategy will make a huge difference on
Mhm.
what you're doing with your business. And honestly, even for me in this podcast, like this is starting to grow pretty quickly. Like
Yeah. I love that.
the first episode I launched it was like a week ago. And
Mhm.
I've been getting so many people wanting to be a guest on this show.
I
And I
love it.
think for once I finally have created something that I actually feel confident in. And because of all the different things I like to do, I'm like, you know what? I can just talk about it. Maybe I don't need to just be trying to get people to buy it. Like, that's
Mhm.
not something
Mhm.
I need to have to always do. And I like being able to talk to other creatives and other entrepreneurs about their journeys as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because everyone has, we're all trying to make money at the end
Mhm.
of the day, but everyone has their own different journey of how they ended up starting. And I think it's just really important to really talk about this stuff with people who understand because,
Yeah.
sometimes when you start a business and there's the people who just don't believe in
They
you,
don't get it.
they
They
don't
just
get
don't
it.
get it.
And the amount of times I've had people tell me, "Oh, just stick to one thing," and then I'm like, "Okay." Like I'm trying to figure out what's going to work, okay? Because not everyone is meant for like a 9 to 5 job,
Mhm.
or just like I don't know. They just don't. They want to be
I'm
able to
not.
do. I know I'm not, and
I'm
I mean
not.
I'll be saying this on this podcast all the time, and I don't want to like knock my blessings because I still need money to pay for rent and stuff like that. But it's just not for me, okay? And
Yeah, it's
I want to
tough.
be able to do this podcast though and share it with everyone and
Mhm.
have people like you and people who don't have much of a following but want to really showcase what they do and be able to share it and talk
Yeah.
about it because there's some people who won't listen to you when you're
Yeah.
first starting. And I know the struggle. I'm still in the struggle. I'm still trying to figure it out too, but
Mhm.
like I think it's a great opportunity for people to just have someone to speak to, and especially when they just don't understand.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I have a few friends that have businesses, so it's nice to just like bounce ideas off of each other. You know, that not everyone is in cosmetics, but we're all have the same idea. We're creating, selling, and ultimately we want people to just love the things that we're creating. So just being able to bounce ideas off of everybody and like putting people onto this. I remember I help people find vendors, I help people find people to like make logos or different things like that, and just packaging tips. Like everybody needs to know how to package their orders and stuff like that. Like I like having that sense of community. It's not something that everyone understands. Like I can't sit here and explain to somebody like, oh my gosh, like my Shopify fees. They don't know what I'm talking about. Like they don't get it, but somebody
No.
else does. So it's just like, I will say that I get a lot of help from my friends. Like I try to incorporate my friends in as much as I possibly can. My eyelashes that I sell, they're all named after my friends, and they're all picked out by my friends that they're named after. So I just wanted to share the experience with the people who I care about the most. I always like run an idea. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think about this? What would you name this? What would you call this? Like, what do you think? Like, I'm always asking like my friends or my sister. I'm showing my mom things like, what do you think about this? Like, I like getting, help from people. And that was something I didn't really think I needed before. Like, I'm all like, I can do all this by myself. But I'm all like, no, like,
No, you can't.
I love having the help from people. And it seems like they're excited to help. Like, it's not just me. This is everybody. If I'm on, everybody else is on too. So, I like including my closest friends and family with the brand as well, because they're on the other side. They know what they would buy. In my head, I'm all like, yeah, I buy that. Yeah, I made it. Of course I'll buy it. But it's all like somebody on the outside. What do they think about it? So I just think it's good to get input from all angles everywhere. People who who also have businesses, people who don't, but are consumers. Like everybody can work together.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of people could really benefit from, is having people. But sometimes though, not everyone, I guess, really understands your business, so they wouldn't know how to help you. And I mean, luckily you're doing cosmetics and you have beautiful friends.
I love my
so
friend.
so I know for sure like that is something that they would be happy to do. But there are some people who like don't have a crowd around them who can do that. So like, do you have any advice on what they can do in order to, I guess, find a tribe? I guess.
Yeah, social media. Honestly, how I met a lot of other business owners was through social media, people who were just starting. It was like when I was just starting, there was hundreds of people just starting as well, supporting each other online. There was a period of time, like right when I started, I was buying from other girls and they were buying from me. I would get on Instagram, they're like, where'd you get this from? If you ask me anything where I get something from, I'm telling you, because I had to dig and dig and dig and search for it. And it was annoying and it was not fun and I didn't like it. So if somebody else needs help doing something, I'm going to tell them, because some people definitely gatekeep. There's some people that I've
Oh,
asked,
they
like,
sure do.
hey, where'd you get this? And then you just don't ever hear from them again, or they try to charge you for it. I'm just all like, girl, if you don't get out my face and just tell me where you got it from, like, I'm not doing it with you. Like, just tell me where you got it from. So it's just, finding like-minded people online. Honestly, social media helps so much. I met a lot of really cool people who want to help you and are open to the help, and I love that. That's honestly how I found a little small community online, outside of just like real life. So my advice would be opening yourself online. Don't be afraid to like DM another business and say like, hey, what's your best-selling item? I'm going to support you. I'm going to buy something from you. That could make their whole day. One order can make somebody's day. Like hearing that little, like when you have Spotify, someone orders this and the ding.
You be like,
I mean, like, who bought from me? I don't care if it's $5. Like,
right.
what you buy? So it just finding that community online is actually very, very helpful. There are some people who are more than willing to, support you.
I know. I definitely am that person. I just want to put everybody on, even though
Yeah.
like this podcast is small. Like I just want everyone to have a.
Yeah, everyone should have a chance. Like, I don't have to be the only one doing it, and that's when people like, I remember people trying to convince me to like not do lip gloss because everybody does. I'm all like, so what's that got to do with me? Like, just because somebody else has it don't mean that I can't do it too. There's thousands of makeup brands. They all do well. They all sell. They all have their own like set customers that will always trust them. And we're like, why can't I do the same?
There's enough
Why can't
people
we all
in
help
this
each other?
world. There's enough of
Right?
us, okay? And they're not going to support only two brands in the entire
Exactly.
world. Like that's not possible.
It's not possible. Think of like all the makeup you have. I have Maybelline, I have Fenty, I have NARS, I have ColourPop, I have this, I have
Hmm.
that. It's from everywhere,
You
you
like
know?
somebody for this and for that. Like
Exactly.
it's okay to expand.
Sometimes you wear certain makeup at the time of the day. In the morning, I'll wear this. At night, this is for the nighttime makeup. This is for daytime makeup. This is for the afternoon. This is what I use on clients. This is what I use when I'm feeling like this. Like there's something for everybody. So once you like shake that mentality that it's like, well, it couldn't be me. Like there's just so many other options people have. Absolutely. But you can be one of those options. Simple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can be one of
And
them.
for some people, well, actually for me, I hate the word saturation because anytime like people on YouTube and they'll be like, you know, it's a very saturated market and da, da, da. It's just like,
Yeah,
okay, oh
whatever.
brother, like we
Yeah.
know. Oh brother.
Like, oh, brother, like for real. Whatever. Go
Just like
somewhere.
just find your lane and just find
Yeah.
what's gonna make you happy. And then as long as you stay consistent, I mean,
Hmm.
that's what everyone says to stay consistent.
It
It's
is.
hard. It's very hard to stay consistent, especially on social media.
Mm.
But it's very possible to, do what you actually love to do, what you're passionate about, and make money from it.
Yeah. Just keep your mind like on the goal. Like make these little goals and you'll achieve them over time. But I feel like you don't want to be one of the same. There are a lot of brands that I see that are similar. I can look at this one, this one, this one, they're the same. But when you look at other brands, you're like, yeah, they might sell the same thing, but it's like the story that they're telling with their products are different. I had to figure out what type of story I was trying to tell. I was also like, yeah, I can call it Gloss Bar all day, but it's like, what am I trying to make people feel like? What is being said when someone visits my page or my website? What is it that they're seeing? I actually just I'm like in the process of like a rebrand, so I had all my stuff and I just threw it out. I'm just all like, I want everything to be more colorful. I want things to be yellow and pink and blue, and instead of just black and pink. That was my colors before. I'm like, I'm getting a new logo, I'm getting new this, I'm getting new that. Like I want Glossbar to feel like you're walking into a party. Like it should feel fun. I want my overall branding to be very fun. I'm still learning. That's the best part about it. I feel like my mind is like constantly being stimulated because I'm always learning something new every single day, something that I can do better, something that I can improve on, you know, constantly. It's just ever changing with me. I just have all these ideas. I'm like, all right, I need to funnel this and execute it so it's done properly. And I also take my breaks. I took a break this
Yes.
December. I literally put BRB on my page and I was all goodbye. Y'all will see me when y'all see me. We will be back eventually, but taking breaks, like, because it just gets so overwhelming, like dropping products constantly. Like, I didn't want to overwhelm my customers either. Like, I don't want to drop something every couple of weeks. It's like moving forward, I want to be very collection based. So, as the times go on, I'm going to be adding more and more products, but the collections is what's going to help me tell my story a little bit better. So, people are reminded this is about drinks and partying, okay? You don't want to like lose your story in the mix
Yeah.
of just trying to keep up.
Yeah.
So I definitely take my time. I pace myself between each drop every single time. Everything is telling a story. And I think that's what people enjoy the most.
Yeah. I think I should do a BRB on my business page
Yeah.
because sometimes I just leave and I'm like I feel like they should know at least that
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to post anything right now. I think taking breaks are really important because you have more time to, really figure out what it is that you want to do when you finally start to come out with new products and things.
Mhm.
I know I'm always trying to do another rebrand because I'm like, this is just not it. Like, I'm still
Mhm.
trying to figure what it's going to be, the
Yeah.
thing that's going to make my life easier to.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. When you're have a business and especially if it's product based, you want to also still make your process not as hard,
Mhm.
for you
Yeah.
because imagine when you do have like all 800 of your followers And what if they all buy from you? What are you going to do after that?
Exactly.
Sometimes
Exactly.
I be thinking about that because I'm
Lose my mind.
can you imagine me actually because there's people on Instagram who are just who made like $1 million on Shopify or something, and then I'm just like, how do you do that?
How? They
I'm
have a
like,
team.
because we all want to make millions of dollars, right? But how is that even possible? Because
Honestly,
imagine if
that's
you
just a
just blow
dream
up
come
one
true.
day and you don't even have a team, and you're just like, what do
Like,
I do?
that's the thing. It's like I know that day is coming. It all it takes, like when I listen to these people who talk about like their journey and like how they came to like a six-figure business or like a seven-figure business, they're just all like, it just was one day where everything just changed. And I'm all like,
Yes.
the day is gonna come for me. Am I ready for it? I can get ready, but it's scary. Like the day is gonna come
It's
where I
so
have
scary.
so many orders. I'm like, I need to do this, I need to do that. Like I make things in small quantities, but like one day I'm gonna have to, instead of making like 25, I'm gonna have to make like 55. And I'm all like, am I prepared for that? I'm all here for like a very gradual, come up. I don't want to just turn around one day and then I'm just incredibly overwhelmed and I don't want to do it anymore. I'm very much here for it, for my rise to be very gradual. Like I'm definitely okay with that. I like that my business is small. I have a good handle on it and I have total control over it. I don't ever feel overwhelmed unless it's like a day that I've dropped something and then it's just like one hand I'm all like, oh my gosh, I'm getting all these orders, and the other hand I'm just all like, now I gotta pack all them. Oh, and it just takes hours. Like that's what people don't realize, like behind the scenes. Like I try to keep everything affordable, but listen, it takes hours, not just
Hours.
an hour or two, several hours. Like, and it's fun, but it takes several hours to do
Yeah.
everything. Like nothing is just like quick. Like, oh, let me just do this. Nothing. Hours, days to get things done. But it's so rewarding. It's definitely rewarding, and not even just talking about money. It's just like someone trusts you and people are trusting me to provide them with products. And I just love that people love them. Like people are always telling me how much they love my things. And I'm just all like, that just makes my whole entire year. I love knowing that people love my stuff because I did really do put my heart and soul into it. It's not like no easy thing. So I throw away so much stuff. Like I throw away so much stuff. So when something finally makes it to the site, just know that the first version of it was like 10 versions ago and I threw them all away. This is like the eighth thing that I did. And now you're finally seeing it. So it's always rewarding. I love that people enjoy it.
Love that too. Maybe I should just leave this part in the podcast. But my dog, she's doing her thing again.
I can't hear the dog, right?
I know, but I don't know if it's going to
Like,
the recording's going to hear it.
right.
um, gosh. Okay. Well, my last question is, what are your ultimate goals for the Gloss Bar?
My ultimate goal is to have it being carried by like a major retailer. Like that's the goal. Like if I could see my stuff like in Ulta, like next to like NYX and ColourPop, like smack in the middle right there, I
Yes.
would like go crazy. I would love that. That's like the ultimate goal. Like I want it to be picked up by a major retailer. That just seems like the dream. Like that's just what I want. I feel like once your business is picked up by somebody or by a retailer, you made it. you did what you need to do. The job is done. The job is done
Yes.
at that point. So that's my ultimate goal. But beyond that, I just want to keep making people happy. I want to create a safe space for everyone to feel like they're comfortable in wearing makeup. I know last year I didn't really there were more ways that can be a little bit more inclusive, and I know that this year I definitely want to get more inclusive. I definitely, with my shoots, like whenever I do like a brand shoot, I did one for coffee, and it was kind of based off of like Mean Girls. It was all pink, and the girls were like wearing plaid skirts and vests and things like that, and they just looked so cute. And I definitely want to do more things like that, but with like different type of people. I want to get boys involved, boys in makeup, different type of people, different types of girls, all that stuff like that. I want it to feel like you're included in this too. I don't want anybody to feel like they're left out. So that's definitely one of my main focuses this year, is to be more inclusive. And I don't know, that's my goal right now. Like I want to have a very inclusive brand that everyone can feel comfortable wearing and feel safe, in that space.
Well, I love that so much. Being inclusive these days is very, very important because you want everyone to feel like they belong somewhere or they belong with a brand that they feel like they trust the
Mm-hmm.
brand.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very important. So lastly, where can people find you and shop with you and all of the above?
Okay, so I am at Shop Glossware on all socials. That's Twitter, that's Instagram, and TikTok. My website is www.shopglossbar.com. The site is brand new and it looks really, really cute. So if you want to see it, go on shopglossbar.com. And yeah, that's all my socials. They're the same all across the board. Drop a like, drop a follow, see what you like, what you want. I'm always open to taking like suggestions. Like I don't have every single idea in my head, so if there's any suggestions, anything that anybody wants to see, I do ask my followers that like a good amount of times. I'm all like, what do you want to see? What's next? And they give me so many great ideas. I'm all like, all right, cool, you want this, you got it, because it's a bar. Order what you want and I'm gonna give it to you. Like that's just what it is. So
I love your whole brand positioning with the drinks. That's fire.
thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. I was so like, are people gonna get it? And I was like, I think they get it. I was like, okay, it makes sense.
Yes.
I hope this is not stupid, because I'm like, I don't got nothing else.
Because you can be so creative with that. There's so
Yeah,
many different drinks too. Like
so many different drinks. Like it was that coffee collection. Like I think that's the one that just like it was like a set of nudes. So it was all nude glosses, all based off of coffee. So I had like ice mocha, flat white, pink drink. And I also saw like it was everything that
that's so smart.
that was like my peak moment. Like that's where I felt like I was at my peak moment. So now I need to like outdo myself next. And I
Yeah.
definitely have something that's gonna outdo it.
Hey.
I hope so.
I believe
Fingers crossed.
in you.
It's coming soon, and I definitely have a drop coming soon because I've been kind of MIA doing this rebrand. I have some new products coming out that I want everybody to see. New website, new packaging, new logo, new lashes, new products are coming. So I'm just very, very, very excited for this year. Like I have a lot of really, really cool things that I'm planning, and I'm ready to just take this brand to the next level. This is year number 2.
I'm
Year
here
2.
for it. I'm here for it, and I'm going to support you too. Because I mean, I don't really wear lip gloss as much, but these days I be recording myself, so I gotta look nice.
Well, there's a little bit of something for everybody, and I think the new products that I'm coming out with, hopefully, like I said, fingers crossed, next month, people who don't wear makeup, you might like this. I'll say that. If you don't like makeup, you might like this.
You have reds. You have red colors.
Red. So let me give you a secret about red. Red is really hard. Red is really hard to make. You can have your pigments and everything, but a red gloss is very difficult to get right. I tried again, and then I tried one more time. It's very, very hard to do, but one day I will be successful at it. I'm working on it. That's what I'll say.
Okay, so when that day comes, please hit me up because as you can see,
I can see you like the red.
Red's
I love
my favorite color, so that's like the only color I like to wear. Red,
Yeah,
like dark pigmented, stuff like that. Yes, but well, thank you so much for joining me on my podcast. I'm so excited that you were here. We had a great conversation.
We did.
Almost an hour, which is pretty good.
I know, I love it. No, thank you for asking me to come out here. Like, this was great, and I wish you the best with everything. Like, this is great. You're really good at what you're doing, because I can't do this. I can't just sit and talk. So it's not for everybody, but you're doing a great job at it. So
Thank you so much. And everyone, please make sure to support Naomi and Shop Glass Bar. Make sure you give her some orders, okay?
I know, when my drop is coming, just keep up with my Instagram. It's coming, trust me. I was making
just go and follow her and pay attention to when the new drop comes, okay?
Yes.
That's the point of this show. I want you guys to support everybody. Okay.
Always.
If you resonate with their brand, then please make sure to do that. And that is it for today's show. Please make sure to follow both of us on Instagram, and also leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. Please, it will help grow this podcast more, because I want this to grow. And by my birthday, which is in May, let's get this page up. Okay, let's get the show up. Let's get the listeners up. Okay.
Shows up, likes up, followers up, everything up. Everybody.
the guest up. We just turning up this year. Okay. But that is it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.